Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's something serious. Where my girls at? We ain't linked up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
It's going down. Where my girls at? It's going down. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is, yes, Michael. Thank you. Thank you for the applause. That right there, where my girls at? We're all over the place, y'all. We are all over the place. Welcome to We Got Issues, 9:10 a.m., the Superstation-WFDF out of Detroit, but we're servicing the world. We're bringing you the force of friendship where we are so committed, dedicated, passionate about you understanding the value of girl friends and bringing you topics that you can talk about, topics that you can know about, something that you're going to learn about, something you can laugh about, something you can rejoice about, something you can celebrate about. We are excited to be here. And you guys, lean in, because we are blowing up. We Got Issues is blowing up. We're so excited about what's coming to you. So please get your expectations high because it's coming at you strong. I'm your host today. It's Gloria Mayfield Banks. And when that song says, where's your girls at? Where's your girls at? Well, today I'm out in LA. And when I tell you, right around the corner, I was here in the hotel room. I mean, I just got in the hotel room, borrowed my creative director's laptop. Oh my God, making it happen, just making things happen as best we can. And this is the thing. The thing is that I was so confused about what time it was. Like, what time is it? I almost called Caterina. Like, really, what time is it? What time is it? So I'm excited to be here with you. We literally have been all over the place. I'm excited about our guest today, y'all. We're going to be talking about raising children. And when I tell you, these women, these mentors, I mean, we've seen it all. We've seen it from newborn. Oh, we got stories. But I'm excited about our author that's coming on today. But before we meet our author that's coming on today, let's meet the rest of the girl friends. I'm going to go right to Caterina Harris Earl because we're on the West Coast together. So let's give them some West Coast love. Sabrina, that's so funny. Caterina Harris Earl, one of the girls.
Yes, well, you can tell me because I'm in Northern California and literally my husband just flew in from Florida and we're packing to go to Anaheim. So I know you can tell us the weather is nice over there. I'm excited, but I got 3 Bay Area things. This is what's happening in the Bay Area for those of you of the San Francisco Bay Area. I ran out with my mom to run an errand, y'all, and full-fledged walking down the street was a dude in Chris, full Spider-Man with his head covered from head to toe, drinking a latte from Starbucks. I was like, I mean, with the head covered, it's one thing just have the costume on, but
it ain't even Halloween. It's not Halloween.
It's not Halloween. I'm almost to 1,000 TikTok followers. I was convinced if I had not been driving, I had got off and got a picture, I would have gotten some followers. So I wanted to say that the 2 other Bay Area things, y'all. Yesterday they announced on the news in San Jose, Silicon Valley, if you make $117,000 with a family of 4, you are low income.
What?
Low income.
Well, that's everybody. That's 90% of the population. Okay.
Right. That's 2 adults making $55,000 each with 2 kids. You are considered low income.
So they get food stamps? What they get?
I mean, you can qualify for all kinds of stuff. And speaking of Silicon Valley, they have a bunch of women. Did y'all see that there are Black women, Latino women that are suing Google for race discrimination, talking about seriously. And our boy, who always is representing a attorney. He is representing them, and it's serious. It ain't nothing nice. You think it's liberal town,
Right.
not
Right.
regular.
Who's
old
the
boys
boy,
network.
Katrina? Ben Crump? Ben Crump is on the scene?
Ben Crump.
Oh,
is
okay. It's
on the
serious
scene.
then. It's serious. If
It's
Crump is on the
serious.
scene, it's serious.
He was on the scene. He's on the scene. He's like, all right, y'all ain't doing my people right. So
Right.
that's what's happening over
Right.
here. Spider-Man, you below the poverty level, and Google better do the black women right.
Well, that's good because I missed everything. I missed all the news today. I don't have no updates at all whatsoever. So that's a good one. And it's so glad to see you here because I know that you had a situation yesterday. So we're so glad to have you back with that big smile, mom purpose, feeling great. We're super excited about it. You guys, we're celebrating everything we can possibly celebrate. My new affirmation is I'm happy and grateful. I don't care what's going on. Whatever's going on, if I step out to, I'm saying I'm happy and grateful. I'm happy and grateful. I'm happy and grateful. So we're going to head over to Crisette Ellis. What's going on, birthday girl? What is going on, birthday girl, Crisette?
Hey, I'm still celebrating my birthday all month long. So you can say birthday girl every day until April 1st.
Take that out.
Okay,
It
thank
ain't
you.
no
Thank
birthday
you.
boy.
Do
Do
it.
it.
Facebook
Take that
people,
out.
we all better get one of those. Dorothy.
That's right.
Everybody, I told her.
Keep the Caterina got almost up to 1,000 followers, and that's because she put together a fabulous birthday celebration for me. So thank you, Caterina.
Okay. She won then, but look, she won. But then she went and put on her TikTok and increased her social media like everything. We're like,
my girlfriend.
That's
Pick
what
your
was going on.
girlfriend.
It wasn't about no love. It was about TikTok.
That's funny.
That's
So
funny, that's
Caterina is our Texie. I'm calling her Texie because she makes tech sexy. Okay, she's our Texie girlfriend, and she is going to teach. Well, Gloria knows more than Sabrina.
No, I
I'll
need
just talk for you
I
and me,
need some
Sabrina.
lessons.
Okay, we need some help. Okay, and so let me just say, if you're listening and you know you are a TikTok specialist, call us at 313-778-7600. Leave your number, okay? Because sisters need some help. We need, we can't call on Caterina to do everything. She really, you guys, she is so patient with us. She absolutely gets a gold star, a gold medal. She gets it all.
Purple heart.
Really
She gets all of it. She does.
She does.
Sabrina and Crisette are in remedial. Now, I need help. But y'all in remedial.
Now, you know what? Now,
Tick starts with a T. Tick.
Gloria,
starts with a T, okay?
I feel some kind of way. Do not put me in the same category as Sabrina. Now, that ain't fair.
For TikTok.
That is, come on.
For TikTok, though. For TikTok.
Nah, I think I already got one lesson.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna look.
Okay, go look.
Okay,
but you guys, you know what? Did you guys hear Madeline Albright? She died on today, and so we definitely want to, keep her family lifted in prayer. I mean, she was just an awesome woman, and she did so much. And so, when you see individuals like that pass on, so much rich history and so much that they've done, and especially with us celebrating Women History Month, she absolutely is up there with women who made a significant contribution to the world. So we absolutely want to remember her on today. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it to Sabrina Goodwin. Monday. How's the weather? It looked like you got some snow in the background. You still got snow?
No snow. I don't know what that is. Snow is this weekend and I'll be in Texas. So I'll miss the snow. I will miss the snow. But, TikTok, Rick Rock, Coop Cock, I don't know. I don't care. One day, I definitely need the before remedial classes. I don't know how you guys do it, but you do it. I know it's all necessary.
Tell them what you did today. Tell them what you did today on TikTok.
I'll be there one day.
Sabrina, tell them what you did today on TikTok.
I did. I didn't do it on TikTok. I did it on a reel on my Instagram page, And I kept looking, no viewers. After 4 hours. And then it said, you are the only person who can see this reel. It's been blocked. Okay. And I spent like 2 hours on that dumb thing. So it is National Puppy Day. So shout out to the puppies, okay? Shout out to the dogs of the world. But anyway, I don't know. This stuff gives you a headache way too much. So I want peace. I got my my manicure on my fingernails pretty. Pink.
Yeah, they're very pretty. Very pretty. Let's give her some recognition.
I can be on TikTok on my reel. I went and got my fingernails done.
What about Judge Jackson? Do we have any update? Did anybody see anything from her today?
Yeah, I had to turn it off.
Yeah.
They were trying to wear her out unnecessarily. It was disrespectful, inconsiderate to a Black woman. It was just demeaning, degrading, so unnecessary. I want to have a good show. Don't make me go down this path. I wasn't going to bring it up. We're in our third day. I'll be glad when it's over. Confirm the lady. She's qualified, smarter than anybody questioning her. Let's get on with it.
Thank you. Mm-hmm, yeah, I mean, they wouldn't even let her answer the questions. How disrespectful. If you're going to ask me a question, give me time to respond. And then when she was trying to respond, they kept cutting her off. And when I tell you, you talking about emotional intelligence, you have to have emotional intelligence to go through that process, because I just think they were really trying to push her buttons. And I'm telling you, they were pushing, but she was handling it. But Sabrina and me, we were over there. We were hot. Watching what they were doing.
That's why you got to watch
all the memes, man. Wait till Saturday Night Live, because all those memes on TikTok of her face when he was, the only time I saw her get kind of ruffled is when Ted Cruz asked her that crazy question. She did pause. She paused a long time.
I like that. The power of the pause. The power
of the pause. That's the name of a show, Chris. The power of the pause. The power of the pause. The power of the pause. I'm going to tell you something. I was so interested. That's why you got to watch We Got Issues every day, because Kenny said it yesterday, and it really helped me understand some things. He said they are just getting all the airtime they can for the voters. Yeah. They don't really care. They're just trying to say what they have to say. Just get their voters on their side. It doesn't have nothing to do with nothing other than the vote. So I was like, okay, so they're just, because I couldn't even hear it.
Especially with the war. They're not even in the news now.
I know. It's crazy. But today we're talking about mamas. We're talking about children. We're talking about women who have mamas and trying to do it all. And we're so excited. Bring on our guest, Cynthia. I'm so excited. Cynthia Tatum Robinson is coming on We Got Issues. Meet our new girlfriend, y'all. Meet our new girlfriend. Let me tell you something. Cynthia is brilliant. Yes, we're so excited, Cynthia. Wait, she's so brilliant, you guys. She hit me up on Instagram because she has a brand new book on Amazon. And I was like, okay. I was so excited. And then I know her sister. We all know her sister, ATM. So we rocked it that way. But I met Cynthia, and I'm so proud of you, Cynthia. Let me tell you something. I'm number one. Of course, I'm proud because you're an amazing author. Just started her own publishing company, you guys. But I love the fact that you reached out, because the only way that you're going to make a difference is to reach out. This woman is a magnificent woman, a mother, a wife, just awesome. But you know what, Cynthia, I want you to brag about yourself. Now, here's the rule on We Got Issues. Everybody lean in. This is the rule on We Got Issues. The rule on We Got Issues is the guest has to brag about herself, because our community needs to know. No, don't even try it. Don't even go no who or nothing like that. Because if you don't brag about yourself, I'm gonna dig it out. So just go ahead and really tell them. We got a break coming in 2 minutes, but give us as much as we can, because we come back at you. All
right. So I could brag about myself, but first let me brag about you ladies. You're amazing. And I just thank you for the opportunity, for allowing me to be a part of your show. Your energy is just transferable. It's amazing. I mean, you cannot watch this show without getting excited and without smiling. And yes, I did reach out to you just for a recommendation for my book. And here I ended up on the show. So I appreciate that. I wasn't expecting that, but I'll take it. So I'm a former news reporter, news producer, and anchor, and I decided to transition my career after I began having children. I'm now the Chief Communications Officer for a school district of 12,000 students in South Carolina, and my husband is a mental health counselor there. And we are married with 4 children who range in age from 6 to 19. So we live a very interesting life.
Okay, tell us the ages though. 6 what? 6.
All right, so I have a 6-year-old. Okay, I better not get this wrong because they will kill me. All right, 6-year-old, a 13-year-old. So my 6-year-old's a baby boy. A 13-year-old is my baby girl. I have a 15-year-old who just got his learner's permit. And I have a 19-year-old who will actually be turning 20 in July. So I'm feeling pretty old right now.
No, you're not. No, you're not, girl. Don't ask us the name. You are not feeling old.
Exactly.
Okay, we're going to go to break, but we're coming back. And you guys, I know you guys have questions and comments. I know you're going to call us today at 313-778-7600. Don't get Gloria Mayfield Banks begging for some callers, okay? I want the phone coming off the hook. And we're going to come back to Cynthia in just a few minutes. We'll be right back at you. Welcome, Cynthia.
Thank you.
Here we go. Surviving. Yes. Thank you, Michael. We are back. Surviving Motherhood, 50 lessons from the heart. We're going to go to a caller really quickly, and then we're going to come back, Cynthia, and hear a lot more about you. Marathon, are you there for us?
Today.
We're doing good. Voice Marathon. How you doing?
Good. I'm doing good. I was wondering, between you and your husband, how do you kind of work out scheduling and make it work? Because usually when you ask this question, they're asking a single parent.
Good question, Cynthia. That's good, Marathon. Thank you so much. That's a great question. How do you work it out, Cynthia? How do you work it out, you and your husband?
First of all, a lot of people look at marriage as it being 50-50, and that is not true whatsoever. Marriage is 100-100. If everyone is not giving 100%, it is not going to work. And so there are times that I cannot always give 100%. And so it is very challenging sometimes to work out those schedules. But a lot of times, well, one thing, we share a family calendar. And that's something that not only my husband and myself see, but our children see that as well. And we try to put all of our engagements in that calendar. And the night before, the week before, we just try to plan ahead and make that work. Now, it does get easier as your children are old enough to be able to drive. But until then, you just got to hunker down and both give it 100%.
Right, that's awesome.
I have one more quick question for the ladies. Ladies, did you all see the iHeart Music Awards?
I recorded it, but I didn't get to watch it.
I didn't get to watch it. I recorded it, but I didn't watch it. What happened, Marathon? What happened? What we missed?
It looks like it's a whitewashing of our music. You know, we have these white artists, doing what we started, and then we're kind of pushed aside. It's kind of, and I don't know if people are really paying attention to it, but that's why we have BET awards and other awards, because these awards like that are kind of out the box.
Right.
All right. I was just wondering if you saw.
Well, thank you, Marathon, because you know what? That's a show right there, Marathon, and we love it. That's a show right there. We need to bring that to light. We need to find some guests. You know, we go to our pod to have some people who might know a little bit about that industry, Marathon. You might know somebody, you might know somebody, Marathon, that help us in that conversation, because that's a very important conversation, a very hot conversation. So we're glad you brought that to light. Thank you, Marathon.
Okay, Cynthia. Okay, so now we're going to go back, because those are some great questions. 100%. But before you became 100% mama, you were also doing a lot of other things. So tell us a little bit more. Take us back to those journalist days and take us back to the journey of Cynthia.
Well, I actually started, I wanted to, one of my goals was to be a news reporter, news anchor. That's really all I wanted to do. So I went to college for that, got my first degree in broadcast journalism. I could not get on at the television station there in Virginia. So I moved back home to Ohio, which is where I was raised. And I was able to get a position as a production assistant. So I don't know if you all know what a production assistant is. You probably do. But I was crawling around on the floor, pulling cords and hiding behind the desk and just trying to make things work for the news anchors who were there in Cleveland. And I did that for about a year. It was a very humbling experience because I went to school to get my degree so I could become a reporter. But, you know, you have to work your way up. You can't always start off, you know, where you want to be. So I did that. Then I was able to get a producing position in Virginia. Worked at a news station there. I worked as a producer, assignment editor, worked my way up to news reporter and news anchor. And then bam, I became pregnant. And it was just like everything.
You became a news anchor?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So I tried.
Right. Well, let's stop there. Wait, let's stop right there for a second.
Okay.
Let's stop right there with the news anchor. Congratulations. Because we know about the journalistic background, because that was a journalist. That's the background that Sabrina took. And she wanted to do that same thing. So I'm so excited to hear what you're talking about, because I used to hear her talk about the love of journalism. She's our news person. You know, when we talk about, we might call you Newsy instead of T. That's good. Nosy doozy. But honestly, I want to say congratulations to you, because that is a very big deal. It's a big deal for a woman. It's a very big deal for a Black woman to get a news anchor job. That's serious. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Well, I loved what I did, and I loved writing. I loved meeting people, and I loved telling stories. And so that was really the reason why I wanted to get into the broadcast journalism field. And I just remember being pregnant. I think I was about 7 months pregnant, and I got called out at about 2:00 in the morning to cover a house fire. And because they don't care if you're pregnant or not. I mean, if it's news, you're going out there. And I just remember thinking, oh my goodness, this is crazy. I don't know if I can do this or not. And I just continued to do it because it was something that I really wanted to do. It was in my heart. Once I had my first child, I was a reporter. I switched to part-time because I really wanted to try to balance things. And I just kind of felt led to transition my career after a few years. So I was in that field for about 7 or 8 years. And at some point, I didn't want to let it go. But then I said, hey, I had a goal, I met it, and now I'm going to move on and come up with another goal. And so that's what I did. I wanted something that was a little bit more laid back, but that was still in my field. And so, something that had a little bit better hours. So I was able to get a position at a school district here in South Carolina. It is amazing. 12,000 students here, and my children are in the school district. And so, I'm able to drop them off and then just go right up the street.
Nice.
My child's school is less than a mile from my office. My husband works right around the corner. My high school student is in the same building as my husband. So it just all works out. And so I really am a news reporter for that school district. I do videos for them. I handle their social media. And so it really is a wonderful experience.
Oh, she does social media, y'all. You might get some TikTok.
But we're not on TikTok though. I was listening very closely because I need some tips with TikTok too.
Help us out. Cynthia, I have a question about what you just described, how it seems like you have the hand and the glove together with you being so close and able to work so close to the kids and all of that. How helpful has that been how helpful has that been? How important has that been for you to be that close in your parenting? Because everyone's not as fortunate as that.
We are a very, very close-knit family. We don't have a whole lot of help with our kids. And so if you see me and my husband, most of the time you see my children. I'm still trying to work on getting away with my husband and spending more time doing that. But because we're just so close-knit, it's really difficult for us to separate. So just to be able to have them right there with me in the school district where I work, it's amazing. Now, I can't say that my high school student appreciates going to the same school where my husband works as a mental health
for
counselor.
real.
I was going to say that.
That's serious.
I can't say that they like that, but my daughter who has graduated now, she went on to college, and she would complain some days because she would say, oh, I got to go to work with my dad and my mom. But then when she would get tired and want to come in her dad's office and lay down and get snacks, then she liked it. So I guess it's just benefits at the time.
Did she have a boyfriend? Could she have a boyfriend? Could she even have anybody look at her with her daddy there?
Well, now, not with her daddy around.
Right.
But we really do love it. One of my close friends called once we moved to South Carolina, and they told me about the position opening. And at the time I transitioned to a stay-at-home mom. And I said, a communications director, let me just go check it out and see what it is to it. And that was in 2000. Let's see, that was 13 years ago. But my intentions were just to stay for a few years and just kind of transition to something else. But I loved it so much that I'm now going on 14 years. So I absolutely love that. It allows me to do what I love to do, which is write and tell stories. And I got my babies right there with me. I can run and have lunch with them and come back to the office. So it's amazing.
She's a true tribe of the we got issues, girl, force of friendship. You just touch all of us, every last one of us, politically, writing, kids, being home, go back to work, goal setting. She's like, I met my goal. I was like, yes. She met her goal. I'm out of here now.
That's right.
All hearts were beating. All hearts were beating.
That's so right.
Okay. So before we go to break, give us a minute about your brand new book. Tell us a little bit about your brand new book, because when we come back, we're going to hear a little bit more about that.
Okay, so I won't read anything yet till we come back because I know we're short on time, but I just always have had a passion to write and tell stories. And I also love helping people whenever the opportunity presents itself. I mean, there's some times that I can't, but when I can help people, I want to be there for them. And I think that's all a part of the sisterhood. And so I just decided to combine those two passions of mine, writing and helping people. And I wanted to use my book as an opportunity to minister to people and just to provide encouragement when they're down. And so that's where the book Surviving Motherhood came into play. And then I've also written a book called Poetry for the Soul.
Fortune for the soul, you guys. It's so exciting. You know, I just love the fact that they keep Tatum all up front. The name of her parents are all up front. Cynthia Tatum Robinson, Angela Tatum.
All three of them.
It's so exciting. All three were. Everything is so Angela Tatum one is so exciting because we're so much like that. Sabrina Goodwin Monday. You know, it's sort of crazy.
Listen, my dad did not my dad did not have a son. My mom and dad always wanted to have a boy, and they didn't have a boy to carry on that last name. So I'm keeping my last name in there.
I got you. Well, y'all got plenty of grandchildren for sure. That you gave them plenty of grandchildren between the two of you. So it is awesome. It is awesome. We're going to go to break because when we come back, we're going to hear about Cynthia as an author. We're going to hear about some of her books. She's going to read to us and tell us a little bit more. And the girlfriend's going to get a chance to answer you some parenting questions. But also, we want the callers to call in. Feel free to call us at 313-778-7600 because you'll be called in to the Force of Friendship as we talk about We Got Issues, because y'all, we got issues. We'll be right back, right back. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We are back to dig in deeper. Surviving motherhood. We're here to dig in deeper. You guys, listen. We all know women who have children. So she has a fabulous Facebook group that you have to go and search out. And it's called Lessons from the Heart. And it's her Facebook page and it's her group there. So we want to definitely send people there because we know so many women that are looking for strength. Let me just tell you some of the challenges of motherhood before you go further, because not only is Cynthia on, but not only is her sister listening, but her mother's sitting there listening too. And she's like, yes, Tatum is going to be there forever. So we welcome you, Mama Iris. We see you. We know who you are because your daughters are all over social media. So I've seen you in everybody's house for real. But the challenges of motherhood, staying connected with themselves, letting go, trying to find a space for themselves, feeling each day. Loneliness sometimes sets in, fatigue sets in, isolation steps in. Motherhood can be very lonely and overwhelming, you guys, especially in this pandemic. it has been something for some of these mothers who love their children, but when the 2 or 3 of them are staying at home with you all day long, knowing whose advice to take. So Cynthia, your book is going to come in because they get a lot of advice and they don't know who's to take. I'm feeling like I'm trying to fulfill my duties of being a mom, being a wife, staying home, keeping the house tidy, watching after the children. This is just some of the things that I looked up that are so many challenges, and so funny that when you're in it, it's one thing, and when you get to look back at it, it's something totally different. So Cynthia, tell us a little bit about the book.
Well, let me first say that when I first started writing about motherhood, my intention was not to even write a book. So I'd had a crazy day. We were late for school. Of course, we'd overslept, and it was probably my fault. The little one was refusing to cooperate. I was trying to find matching socks. You know, you just have those crazy days. I was throwing cereal bars at them, headed out the door. I told the story a lot, but it's true. They were late to school. They were arguing the whole way. And then I think after school, on that particular day, 2 of my children had events at the same time. And so it was just one of those days that every mother has, and you just feel like you're a failure. So I can remember, excuse me, that night when I laid down and went to sleep, or tried to go to sleep, I just began to pray, and I just asked God, I said, please, God, just give me some strength. I feel like I'm failing at this thing called motherhood. My husband was knocked out. Of course, you know, men can sleep through anything. So it obviously was not bothering him whatsoever, not a care. No, and my toddler was in between us. And so that night, I felt the peace come over me after I prayed. And I just started, I had a feeling that I just wanted to write. So I didn't want to turn the light on because I didn't want to wake my toddler, but I just grabbed my cell phone and I opened up my notes section, and with 2 thumbs, I just started typing. And if it's okay, I'll read you the first chapter that I wrote that night. All right. The first lesson is just motherhood is not for the faint at heart. The unwelcome sound of my 5:30 alarm startles me. I fumble around tangled sheets and under jumbled pillows to find my phone, press snooze, and catch a few extra moments of much needed sleep. How in the world is it morning already? I feel as though I just closed my sleep-deprived eyes. The rising sun peeks through my bedroom's twisted shades, reminding me that there is no rest for the weary. I lay quietly rehearsing the day's busy schedule in my mind, and I drag myself out of bed for what promises to be another eventful day. Indeed, I am reminded that motherhood is not for the faint at heart. Regardless of what stage of motherhood you're in, we can all emphatically agree that this is not a life for cowards. Our existence is a mixed bag of hugs and tears, highs and lows, doubts and uncertainties. It's demanding days filled with planning and improvising, mistakes and success, hurts and forgiveness. And somehow mothers still seem to manage it all. I admit there are days I feel like I'm not cut out for this thing called motherhood. There have been nights that I've literally cried myself to sleep, wondering if I failed at what I consider to be one of the most important ministries ever to exist. Being a mother undoubtedly allows us to discover remarkable strengths from deep within. Those strengths cause us to love unconditionally and sacrifice everything to support the little humans we've been entrusted with. I often ask my mother why she never warned me about the challenges that so powerfully lend themselves to motherhood. She intentionally made it look so easy. Only now am I able to truly understand the many sacrifices she made for the sake of her family. There's no end to my gratitude. On numerous occasions, I've heard many say that motherhood is a thankless job, and at times it truly feels that way. There are no plaques, major awards, parades, galas to celebrate us. There are no banquets, tributes, accolades, or shiny medals. But when I see the smiles on my children's faces or the gleam in their eyes, I'm reminded that it's going to be okay. Their simple gestures, occasional text, and tight hugs cause me to believe that I'm doing something right. When you're drained physically and emotionally, take a deep breath, say a prayer, and remember you were built for this. You are substantially stronger than you think and created to overcome any challenges that come your way. You are not insignificant, and neither is your position in life. You are a mother.
Wow. Okay. We're all going to cry a whole bunch and send that to everybody we know, everybody that's a mother. That right there is so amazing. I just love, and the occasional text message. When I tell you, I know what you're talking about. Even when they're grown, left your house, it's an occasional text message. It's just so funny. You guys, I just love that, what you said. And let me tell you something. Since we've been friends for 30 years, we've gone through this path with each other. If Caterina sent us another video of her grandson running down the street, chasing somebody, I was like, okay, that's very good. That's very I mean, we're so proud. It's so fun. I remember when Sabrina was raising her kids, I was like, Sabrina, are they still sleeping with you and Kenny? Are they still sleeping with you? I think they're in junior high school. They can stay in here as long as they want to. I was like, okay, all right. Well, I mean, we have stories. We have I'm telling you, I am so telling you so many stories. And then let me tell you about Chris. When I see Kiara's hair, when she was a little girl, I was like, Chris really could have used some extra time on doing this. But you know how we see each other's kids and we don't say that. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I've got a funny story that doesn't have anything to do with this book, but it just kind of falls in line. So I'm probably, I know I'm old enough to be a grandmother. And so a few years ago, this was pre-COVID, I went skating with my daughter. She loves going skating. And that's really the only exercise and sport that I can do that I can show off, because I used to skate when I was younger. And so they were playing Michael Jackson, Just Beat It, and I was going backwards, trying to show her up, and my daughter was looking at me like, oh, I didn't know you could skate like that. Well, just about that time, one of the other little girls who was at the skating rink came around and she said, oh, go Granny. Because I am an older mother, and that just tore me up. I skated right off of the skating rink. I couldn't do it. That tore me up. I thought I was doing something.
I'll tell you right, that would throw me into a massive depression. I wouldn't be on this show right now. It throw me in such a depression. I couldn't even.
Not grandma.
I'm a grandmother of 5, and they still better not call me Granny.
I called my husband.
Oh my goodness.
I got off the skating rink and I called my husband. I said, baby, somebody just called me a grandmother.
It's true. It is so true. Cynthia,
hearing you read that book, have you read, the Audible? It needs to be an Audible with your voice, because I can listen to the whole book of you reading it. So animated, so good.
I need to look into that.
It to life. Yes. Audible.
Well, I appreciate that advice.
Well, we have a caller.
And that's a whole chapter. I wrote the chapters short because I know as mothers, we're so busy. We don't have time to sit and read a whole book. So I intentionally made them short lessons so that you can read one lesson and have some encouragement just on that day, that you don't have to sit down and read a whole 50 pages. So.
Well, that was brilliant. That was really brilliant. We have a caller. Caller, are you on the call? Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, Angela. We know your voice, we know your hair, and we know you got a lot of babies too.
Yes, anyway. This call is for Granny Cynthia. I wanted to know, I just saw a TikTok earlier comparing, mothers who have their children young and then mothers who have their children older. So what would you say the benefits would be of the, mother/granny? Because I'm experiencing the same thing as a 42-year-old with a newborn. So what are some of the benefits of having them a little bit later in life?
Well, my personal experience is that it is more challenging to have it later in life.
And I've said this on several occasions. They're either going to kill me or keep me young. And so I say they're going to keep me young because I'm still at my age, 47, playing outside. Before I got on this show, I was playing Lightning McQueen video games with my 6-year-old. And I know that if I didn't have children, that's not something that I would be doing right now. So I think they're going to keep me young and keep me active And so I guess that's probably the best benefit of having them older. But now I have heard that some people are, many more women are waiting to have their children so that they can experience traveling and experience having that career and to have the freedom that they want to have before they start having children.
All right, that's a big
Yeah.
deal. That's a great question.
Like when you get old, your children will be young enough to help take care of you.
We don't use that word old on this show. Okay, so some assistance. Season.
That's right.
We have another caller. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. Yeah, that was awesome. Robin, are you there? Robin, a caller? We got issues.
I'm here. Hello, Cynthia. This is your sister too, Robin Barwell. So, I have a question for you. So, wife, mother, full time, working. You have so many giftings, and you make room for those as well. So, on top of all of that, Cynthia, first lady in ministry. So, I need some help. Can you share your number one time management or priority management tip with me?
No, I cannot, because I'm horrible at that.
What an answer.
Listen, I'm just going to be real with you. You know, when I write now, so my poetry, I was able to write, unfortunately, because I had come down with COVID. And
this is too good. The music is on. We got to go to break. We're going to come back, Robin. That was an excellent question. We're going to come back to your non-advice, okay? We're going to come back to your non-advice. As soon as we come back from this break, and then the girlfriend's going to ask some questions. I absolutely loved it. Here we are. We got issues, y'all. We're talking about them all on this segment. The Force of Friendship is going to be right back at you in just a few minutes. And finish with your non-answer answer.
Okay, so here's my non-answer answer. I cannot help you with that. So one of the things that I wrote about in my book is my lack of wisdom when it comes to self-care and finding time to balance. And my husband gets on me a lot because, like, I will literally stay up all night long to work on a project. With the Poetry for the Soul, I was able to write that, work on those poems, because I came down with COVID in January, and I'm still actually healing from that. And I've been in the bed for about over a month, and I had nothing else to do, and that's what I wanted to do, was write. So I'm so sorry, Sister Robin, but you may have to log into the next show. I do the best that I can with trying to balance, and sometimes I actually put too much on my schedule, just because in my heart, I want to do everything. I want to help people. I want to be there for my kids. I want to be there for my husband. I want to be there for ministry. And so sometimes I actually say yes when I should say no. And that's one of the lessons that I'm learning, is in order to take care of myself, because I can't pour from an empty cup. And so I have to be intentional about taking care of myself so that I can be there to help take care of other people.
Right. Excellent. That's excellent. Sabrina, that's excellent, Cynthia. I love the fact that you talked about the fact that, self-care is a big deal. It's important, but it keeps on sliding down. We talk about that a lot. It keeps sliding down to the bottom of the list. But the way that you described it, it slides down to the bottom of the list because you have a desire to do all the other things. So that's really interesting.
That's right. And I tried to be very transparent in this book. If you're looking for a book about what stroller to buy, which pacifier, which bottle, this is not that book. Don't buy it or buy it for someone else. This book is really about encouraging mothers. Sometimes, when I wanted to have children, I didn't really think that far ahead of how challenging it would be. I mean, they were cute, they were sweet, they smelled good, and I'm going to raise these kids to grow up and change the world. That's really how I felt and what I wanted to do. But no one ever really talked to me about the down and dirty part of how challenging it could be. And that's why I really wanted to be transparent in this book and just say, hey, I don't have it all together, and neither do you. There's no such thing as a perfect mother. So if you think that now, get that out of your mind. And when you mess up, it's okay. Just press the reset button and keep going.
That's so excellent. You know what? You were had me thinking when you told your mother, like, why didn't you tell me it was going to be like this? This is what I used to say to my mother all the time. You didn't tell me about this, or you wouldn't have no grandkids.
That's right.
That's why you didn't tell me about this. That's why I used to say that to her all the time, and she would laugh. I said, "You didn't tell me about this. You didn't tell me about this part, because it would not have gone down. It would not have gone down." Sabrina, you want to talk about some of the people in that chat?
Yeah, Cynthia, you've just been such a great guest. I mean, we can all relate to your stories, all the words that you use. I mean, really, it just took me back to when my children were babies, and I had one right after another. I was like, I must be one crazy chick, okay? Because you start to feel like, oh my goodness. One of our viewers, Crystal Clear, said, I'm surviving teenagers barely, okay? Barely.
That is a tough.
That's another book. That's another book.
So talk about that, Cynthia. Did you address that? Did you wrote about that in the book?
Well, I do have a chapter about that, and I talk about my daughter who turned into a monster during that time. I don't know what happens to them when they get into middle school. I mean, they're these loving, precious elementary school kids. They love their mom and dad. And then like all of a sudden, they're like transformed, or something just happens to them. And that's what happened to my oldest. But then when she got into high school, things just began to calm down again. So I don't know what it is about middle school.
But the good thing is they do come back around. The good thing is
they do. You just got to make it though. You just got to make it through. That's the hard part, is just making it through those middle school years.
Exactly. Well, thank you. This has been really good. We can't wait to get your books. Tell us how to get your book, Cynthia.
Yes, just go to Amazon.com and you can type in my name, Cynthia Tatum Robinson, or you can type in Surviving Motherhood. Well, I do have 4 books right now. So just type in Cynthia Tatum Robinson and you can grab all of them. I've got a couple of kids' books that are out, and I've got a new one that just came out about spring, and then another one about, it's called Today Will Be a Great Day. It is about speaking positive, and I am intentional about adding some African-American kids in here because I think representation is so important. And when my son looks at these books and he says, oh, he looks like me, that makes me so happy. And so I do have some diversity in those books. So just type my name, Cynthia Tatum Robinson, on Amazon.com, and I appreciate it.
Now tell us a little bit about one of those children's books. Tell us a little bit more about the children's book in these last few minutes, because I want to know about that.
All right. So today will be a great day. It's about positive affirmations. It's about a little boy who is headed to school. He's headed to the bus stop, and he and his friends say positive things on the way to the bus stop. And, you know, all of my books are for my children's books, they're in rhyming fashion. And so I think that is a way to intentionally help teach language to kids. And also, like for this book, what do you mean you haven't heard about spring? So it's teaching science, integrating science and language into the book. So this is a spunky little girl, and she's like, you know, you mean you've never heard of spring when the birds begin to sing and the brown grass turns green? Oh, it's everything. And so she just teaches kids about the seasons. She's a little spunky girl. And this one is dedicated to my 13-year-old daughter, and this one is dedicated to my baby boy who's 6 years old, and they are fighting over who gets the next book. So
those are really cute. I love the way you wrote that. I love the way that because children's books are a big thing right now. It's a really big thing. Prue talked about it, but the fact that you have diversity in the book is a big deal as well. So that's very exciting. Very exciting for your kids to sit down. Who else? Another comment? Go ahead.
With the one finger, and now, bam, Amazon.
Right.
Well, I can quickly tell you. First thing is I've told you that I love to write, so I'm consistently writing just when things come to my mind. So I'm consistently writing, and I have a background in marketing, although it is challenging to market myself. But I have a background in design as well, so I actually design my own covers and format my own books. And go through KDP Amazon, find someone who can illustrate the book. And it's really pretty simple to do that. So if anyone has any questions and they want to reach out to me individually, you can do that when you go to my Facebook page. Just inbox me, and I'll be happy to provide some advice on how to do that.
Well, you need to talk about how you go to school: journalism, writing, designing, ministry, motherhood, marriage, teenage.
I don't sleep very
You got a degree
well.
in everything.
I don't sleep
You have a
very
degree in
well.
everything.
And be sure, you know, if you are a fan of poetry, be sure to look for Poetry for the Soul. This is another book that's from my heart. I'm hoping that it is a very encouraging book. It's some wonderful poems in there that came straight from heaven. So a couple of these I wrote just when I came home, and just, again, having a tough day, because I'm one of those that when you're going through a test, it turns into a testimony. And on your toughest day, my toughest days, that's when I'm able to write the best. So.
Oh my gosh.
You're so talented, so Cynthia. So gifted and talented. Yes.
LaWanda said, this session was for me. I started a children's book as well, director and owner of child care centers for years. You guys, when you think about these books that Cynthia has, these can go out to a lot of child care owners, and these can go out to different people who are dealing with children. You know, when I'm looking at Chris and I'm thinking about all the kids and the Sunday school teachers across the world that could use books like this. So we're so glad. These kind of women are the women that you meet when the girlfriends get together and we do our We Got Issues tour. These are the kind of girlfriends that you're going to meet in our tribe, the kind that Cynthia Tatum Robinson brought to the field today. Cynthia, we're going to go to Amazon. We're going to buy the book. We're going to write reviews. We're going to support your dream and support your movement. Look, Chris is already there. She buys books all the time. So we're so excited for you. We're so excited for us that you came to be with us today. So thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. Guys,
thank you, ladies.
We're going to be here tomorrow from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know we're going to be here every day, Monday through Friday. We're going to bring it to you. The force of friendship will bring you the mentorship, and we will bring you the leadership, and we will bring you the joy, the laughter. But first and foremost, we got issues, okay? You got issues, and we're going to talk about it here on the show. We'll talk to you later. Love you lots. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.